Hey guys, welcome in. So, we're gonna start this off with a oh, whoa. Okay, 33 on the timer. Oh, okay. Today is a 3-3 portal, March 3rd. Well, March 3rd? Okay. March 21st breaks down to a 3 in numerology. A lot of retrograde energy. I can feel the Mercury retrograde, so I have been advised to be aware of my communication and to practice slow motion, because the energy can be very quick. You have it in your mind, but then you skip things when you verbally try to say it. And you might not even be aware that that's happening. I just recently became aware of this, so maybe this is something that you're doing. Maybe with this reflective introspection energy, you're becoming aware of things that you do that maybe you weren't aware of beforehand, which is great. This is growth. You know, it's advancement. It makes life better and easier and flowier. So, yeah. Dream, read, mend, flow, shine, love, trust, rise. Rise, trust, love, shine, flow, mend, read, dream. So there's something about do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, correlating with vibrations to go with each chakra, and also a light frequency, the seven rays of the prism. So there's something about that, and it's funny that that is what came out of me this morning, just a second ago. Also, the extra words were be, merge, feel. So be, merge, and feel. I have Melchizedek as the archangel, the angle of light, whatever you want to call it, however you perceive this energy. Everybody, you know, depending on you, it could come to you in a different form. But Melchizedek is like the highest of highs. Like you go from your soul star chakra, Metatron, and then above Metatron is Melchizedek. You know, we are at the end of the branches. If you look at a tree and it has a trunk, that is source. That's the all. That's the one. And then to experience itself, it spread itself out like tree branches, and then you know the little branches. If you sit down and you look at a tree, you can see our ancestral lineage within the tree. Bear with me. I know not everybody can see this, but just try to visualize it as a metaphor that the tree trunk is source, because it actually is. But and that it spread itself out. And in order to communicate, people are like, oh no, I just only pray to God. The thing is that God is all. Like we are all the creations of God. You know, the shadow aspect of the creator and the light aspect. And it's about understanding the balance of those. My point is there are other forms of our creator that are in between the trunk, the base of the tree, the one, till it gets to us, like all the little branches. And we can't, we're very microcosm. They are the macrocosm. And it's a lot of energy. It's like, if anybody had seen that movie, oh my gosh, I can't even remember it. Alanis Morissette was in it, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. It was a movie about angels and the fall, you know, But at the end, Alanis Morissette is portraying God, the creator, and if she speaks, when she does, and the only time she does open her mouth, it is so powerful that it incinerates the angel in front of the creator. So my point is that when people are denying and closing the door to opportunities to speak to higher dimensional beings that are our link, we still have a link to source. But my point is like somebody is being offered instructions at this time by a very high ranking angel. Okay, you could be seeing a lot of purples. This actually also the cosmos, planets, yes, a beard, clouds are significant, and a cup or a chalice. So I'm just going to embody one's highest truth and light takes great courage and strength. When you step into this role, you become aware that you have a responsibility, not just for yourself, but for all of life. To embody the divine in human form is the highest level of spiritual attainment we can reach while here on earth. As Melchizedek's soul, your task is to heal and integrate all your timelines within this current lifetime and become one with your God self. Yeah, so you're integrating more versions of your higher self, the God self up there. So if we look at like Buddha, Yeshua, Quetzalcoatl, so all of these great manifestations of God, beings like us became self-realized because they worked out their fears. I also have fear hole here. Confronting all the fears that you have reclaims your power back, not only from this lifetime, but from others. And when you heal those, you're integrating them and they become an asset. They become a source of something you can tap into and bring those lessons, bring those abilities, bring what is needed for you to fulfill your mission, your purpose. Let me just dismiss that. Okay. So Melchizedek is like the rainbow aura. So, beloved, this message comes with confirmation that you have now been initiated into the order of Melchizedek, an ethereal lineage of ancient souls who are returning to Earth to assist with the ascension. I am with you always. Whoever you are, Universal Logos, Ascension. Wow. I really want to read this, guys, because this is very significant. And I feel like somebody needs to hear this for inspiration, for upliftment, for empowerment, and to know that you can call on this energy. It is working with you. If you are seeing this, you are working with this energy knowingly or unknowingly. Bring it into the conscious. Don't let it be unconscious, because we can get really confused and sometimes make the wrong choices. But if we are aware of what's going on, it really helps us be present and see the beautiful miracles and magic that's being presented to us. Melchizedek is the universal logos, like the president of the universe. He represents the overlighting consciousness of our cosmos. And so he's a bit like the grandfather of the archangels, keeper of the ascension pathway. He acts as the bridge between heaven and earth, who helps us find enlightenment. Again, there's that bridge. It's the branch. It's the branch to help connect us to, that source. He governs the universal golden ray, the silver violet flame. So I'm getting Saint Germain also, of self-transformation, sacred geometry, and the 7 cosmic rays of creation, which are all contained within the highest diamond light spectrum. Yes, that's that prism. It's that light and shooting off into the chakras, the 7 different colors. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, our words. The power is in the word. Realizing your power, realizing your words, how you're speaking to yourself, how you're speaking to others, your self-fulfilling prophecies. What prophecies are you creating for yourself on a daily basis? Be aware of how you're talking to yourself, because that's why silence, me personally, yesterday I made a decision that I'm going to invest in an offering once a week. which will be my silence. I'm very talkative. I pick up on energies. I'm kind of guided to do things for spirit, and I know I'm not supposed to understand everything. I just do it. I obey, and I'm being led to do this to help strengthen. Gandhi used to do this. He would take one day, because people be like, "Oh, I don't have money for an offering." There are so many different ways you can do an offering. Your time, your energy are offerings. Okay, so be aware of that. That's why your time, your attention, your words are so precious, and we need to be aware of that so that we can, accumulate it and use it for the best possible sources, I guess. My first encounter with Melchizedek was on an ordinary day when I was traveling to work by bus. As I was tired, I had my eyes closed. I began to meditate, using a process I had taught myself to do. I started breathing in white light, consciously drawing love into my heart and sending love out from my heart to everyone and everything around me. I feel a sudden fizzy and tingling sensation as love rushed through me. Similar to my experience I shared with Metatron, I met an enormous being with a long white beard of cloud and grandfatherly quality. His feet were on the earth, but planets orbited his head. Here's these planets. His aura was all the colors of the rainbow. Again, rainbow outlined in sparkling gold and silver violet light. I asked his name, and a booming voice replied, "I am Melchizedek." I asked if he had a message for me, and his voice boomed 2 words: spiritual alchemy. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but it sent me on a path to pursue the wisdom of my highest truth. If you have drawn this card, you are indeed an ancient soul who has come to return to Earth to assist in the great awakening for humanity. So I have already read the sections that will be beneficial to you at this time. And if you want to screenshot this and zoom in later, these are 2 different spiritual practices that you can take time out, schedule it, make an appointment with these energies, showing them that you are devoted, that you are committing time to your higher spiritual self. This creates an amazing bond and an amazing cord of energy to work with them, and build the feeling, build that subtle energy around that energy so that you are better equipped to work with it. So that is I love these. I really do. It helps with the visualization. It helps with your imagination, and building that muscle within ourselves is really beneficial. Okay, so hopefully you screenshot that. Take time out to work with this energy. It's being presented. This is not an energy that is always presented. This is a very rare card that comes out, so I cannot stress this enough. But remember to ground. Be aware of what you're putting in your body, what chemicals you're using, even the clothes that we're wearing. We're just very unaware of how this energy actually works, and we're slowly coming back into all this knowledge. So, we do what we can when we can. Let's just not make excuses and leave it up to the universe saying, this is something I want. Yes, I want to change. If this is going to help me feel better, help my soul, help me reverse aging, blah, 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 then, okay. I could feel it. I could feel a rant coming on, so I had to end it, right there. Okay. Cooperation. And there's a lot of purple indigo coming out, 3rd eye, crown chakra energy. I feel like they have a piece of the puzzle for what you're working on. You could have felt stumped or stuck or stagnant, oh my gosh, I'm learning all this stuff, but what do I do with it? What am I supposed to do with all this? Yeah. There are many healers in the world that often feel isolated and alone. However, it makes things a lot easier in your life when you realize that you are in cooperation with a higher force. Remember that there are others that share some of the same ideas and feelings that you have. Allow the energy of cooperation to teach you how to work with others and realize you are not alone, which is amazing. New book I just bought my son like 2 days ago. You Are Not Alone. Amazing book, by the way. They're coming out with amazing stories with underlying tones that are just resonate with my soul. So if cooperation is in your cards today, know that there are people like you that are waiting to help you achieve your goals. This card indicates that you have done the right things in the spirit of cooperation for others and for your divine timing. The Creator and all the universe are there to support you in this great endeavor that will allow you to work with others to achieve a higher purpose. I don't think people do you realize how big this is? And I don't mean that to overwhelm you. I mean, I want to instill inspiration and confirmation that, yes, this is for you. Yes, you are this amazing person. Yes, you have overcome and you love yourself so much. You believe in the love that you know and that you deserve, that you've been seeking. It's like this whole, we're just like, I don't even know what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find something, right? And you're coming in and being gifted this information so that you understand why you went through what you went through, putting more pieces together, understanding that every single thing happened for a reason, changing your perspective on the things that used to be like, this horrible thing happened to me, because now you're like, I love that horrible thing. That horrible thing was a part of my story. It's not who you are, but it was a part of bringing you to who you are, and honoring those versions of ourselves helps heal. We're sending positive, loving energy to those versions of ourselves. We're not like, oh my God, I was so ashamed. Like, I shouldn't have done that. No, you did it, and it was for a reason, whether you remember it or not. Just accept it, love it, and it's going to feed your soul. You're feeding your own soul when you do these things. So, great energy, guys. Just amazing. I see you cooperating with this higher version of yourself, this higher energy that's being presented to you at this time. Melchizedek, thank you. You know, all the archangels, Gabriel, Raphael, Sandalphon, Metatron, Angel, Jophiel, Jeremiel. I mean, the list goes on. Keep a notebook of what names are being presented to you. It was funny because Spirit's reminding me of the questions. Oh, my timer to meditate. The questions and the circumstances that led me up to calling in Archangel Michael. I had no idea who he was. But one day I realized my boss's name was Michael. I graduated with 30 people. Two of them were Michael. The roommate I was living with was Michael, and then another one of my friends who I went to school, high school with, and elementary and stuff, his name was Michael. And one day I was like, what is up with all these Michaels? Why do the Michaels just love me? And then by asking that, I got answers to things I never thought possible, which really was like, and that's what Spirit's doing with somebody right now. You're being led to information that it's like you're wanting to heal, you're wanting to level up, you're tired of the energies around you, the people and circumstances you're dealing with, and you're becoming aware something's got to give. And if it's within me, and it's within my power, your power is what I'm talking about, then you're going after it, and you're being presented with this opportunity to work with these energies. So pay attention to the names popping up in your life, your friends, and what you're reading. See if there's any patterns. Write it down. I'm hearing put lines, put little tally marks for each time it's presented to you, and the time frame for some reason. Okay, so only 2 cards and we're 19 minutes in. Holy crap. Also, I really hope I get a note. Okay. My son brought this to me yesterday when we were outside practicing his reading, and well, he was playing and I had a whiteboard. So anyway, he found this. This is a rune. Anybody remember this rune? Yeah, because it looks like two of them. So we have Ansus, I don't know, Fehu. So we have these two different runes, right? Inspiration, true vision, communication, and insight. And over here we have fertility, energy, luck, and wealth. So I don't know if you're wanting to choose one of these. You might end up seeing these, you know, randomly somewhere and get confirmation that one of these is for you. But it's just really positive energy either way, or if it's both. Like, I felt like it was kind of both because of the position. It was like a it was like a fusion of both of them. So maybe you're going to be coming into both of these energies. I don't feel like it's a might. I feel like it is. I feel like whoever's watching, this is the energy you're going into. Also, Moldavite. I don't know if you've heard of it, if you've bought it, but it is a 14 million year old meteor from a meteor impact. The Republic, oh my gosh. It's in Europe and Czechoslovakia? No. The Republic. Republic. Fudge. I had it earlier. I even practiced. Okay. Anyway, if you do buy any, make sure that you are getting a certificate. It's from a very well-known, reputable seller, because people will sell you a fake. And if you're just trying to save money, that's not the way to go about it. Just do your due diligence and do your research to make sure. I bought mine off Amazon. It's really small, but I love the case. I also love the certificate, and I definitely did my research. And I know it's really, really tiny and it's really small, but from what I've read and the research I've learned, and somebody that I follow that was suggesting to get this, a very powerful transformative stone also is a catalyst for spiritual awakenings and just strengthening spiritual energies. And I mean, it's 14 million years old, and it's like a glass-like, and it induces like big changes. It also comes into people's life when they are about to be experiencing a lot of loss or a lot of changes in their life. I've heard kind of both spectrums, but here's the thing. If you are not healed, if you have negative thoughts going through your mind, do not get this crystal. Because from what I have learned, depending on if somebody is afraid of it, or if somebody feels really like inspired and excited to get it. Like me, I started crying yesterday before I got it. Like, I remembered that it was coming, and I was like sending love and like, you know, energy, like I can't wait to meet you and welcome you to the family. I'm telling my crystals that, you know, and just kind of getting everybody ready. And I just started busting out crying, and I just allowed it. I had no idea why, but it wanted to come out, so I just allowed it to. So, you know, let's help these energies heal, even if they're not ours anymore. We understand that when we feel those feelings, that's something that needs to be felt. And for individuals who have done all the shadow work, it's like things aren't as intense as they used to be, because you have a deeper knowing and a deeper understanding. Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't still deeply feel within you. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say that. Anyway, so stars in space. So the meteor came to Earth, right? So it's made from material from the earth and material from space. So divine father, divine mother, in union, fusing together. I also have two energies fuse, and also two worlds collide. And if you've been following my readings, you know that some of my signs and symbols that I did about a week or two ago were two circles intersecting and overlapping, which I put two worlds collide. There's big changes, guys. Also, Pokemon, earth power from Gaia is coming up a lot. A lot of grounding energy is needed. A lot of power from Gaia. Crystals will be very beneficial to help resonate your body and help clear out any stuck, stagnant, unhealed energies so that it can be brought to the surface, acknowledged, and worked through. Pokemon, Nyx, or the Knight, Onyx. Yeah. When my son brings these home, I now know it means something. Because of what happened last time, I'm not going to go into it, but it's a little personal, but let me tell you, it was a sign from spirit. And I was like, oh, okay, Pokemon cards, like, and I remember it distinctively, me taking note of what they said. And then later I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, where are they? And I was pulled to them. And then I realized it correlated. It was giving me a sign. It was telling me the future of what was about to happen. But I wasn't in the moment. I didn't think it was that important or that relevant. But now, knowing what I know now, I'm taking note. I'm taking note on everything that's coming into my awareness and in my vicinity, instead of just like, looking at my phone, like, later. And I'm getting better at that. I hope you are too. Especially with our kids. Guys, if you have kids, spirit is working through your children, man. When your children are happy, God's happy. And you. And I don't mean that in like a spoiling way. I mean that in like, you love and care and you want to make them independent and strong. Like, I know my son's young, but I want him to get used to, putting his dirty clothes in the hamper, being a part of the process, making it fun. We can romanticize anything because it needs to be done. And I don't want him to just have to be the single mom and do everything for him and then, take my frustration out on him. I'm like, if kids want to help, they want to be part of it. They want to be included with you, but they also don't want to be nagged at or talked to like they're stupid, because they're not. They're not at all. A lot of them know a lot more than we do and have the ability to tap into frequencies and energies and knowledge that maybe they don't understand, but they can reverberate to us from spirit, because they'll say something, then you'll be like, say that again. And they'll be like, huh? I don't know. Spirit, the angels were helping. They were giving you a message. Okay. We have 110 here. Man, somebody's energy that I'm feeling right now is very high vibrational. Okay, I feel it in my high heart chakra. Pink could be very significant for somebody. Okay, holy crap. Yep. Okay. So, you could be having a heart orgasm with the creator, with your higher self. Also, ibis jasper. It's an ibis Thoth. So Thoth is coming through with wisdom and ancient knowledge. This is officially the year of the snake. If you follow the zodiac new year, yesterday was Ostara, spring equinox. This reading is timeless, so whenever you're coming across it, it could be a year or two from now, and it's coming up on spring equinox. This will still apply to you. Also, golden rain. I meant to go back and find out what legend that was, but somewhere in the world they do a ceremony or ritual. It's called golden rain, and they like throw coins out into the streets. And then after reading this, I end up watching this new My Hero Academia, You're Next. And that was what the villain was doing, was throwing coins out into the street. And also roses. Roses were like super significant yesterday. So roses to me is like the Order of the Roses, divine feminine energies, Mary Magdalene, very high heart, very loving, very open energy. So I feel like they're working on your high heart chakra right now. Also, you are a walking cheat code. Yeah, that's for somebody. Somebody out there is a walking cheat code. I also have cast a spell on yourself to benefit yourself. You know, creating a mantra in the morning every time you wake up. First thing you do is say it, you know. Or any kind of ritual that you're guided to. I also have silence, awareness, alignment to divine will. So if you don't really know what to ask for, or if what you keep asking for isn't filling you up, give it to spirit, give it to them. They know better. You know, we can only compute so much in these vessels. You know, some people are very blessed and have abilities and tapping into that. Just because I can't doesn't mean somebody else can't. So, and again, what works for me isn't going to work for everybody, but I do feel like what I've come across is valuable and I'm being led to share it. So also a zone within a zone. So it's like a circle and then another circle inside, but the circle inside, nobody's affected. But in the outside, it said under energetic manipulation and limitations in place. But in the middle of the zone within the zone, no limitations. It was zone 0, powers, abilities, memories, access to God's self. So it's almost like somebody might be, I don't know what this is about, but I feel like either you know, you know, whoever this is for, they're going to know. Or you're going to be finding out soon. That there's been limitations placed in this dome. Interesting. In this dome. So there's like hot spots. There's hot spots where your access to your God self is like much easier and there are no limitations. And the rest, where like a majority of the population is under energetic manipulation and they've set limitations in place. You know, yeah, they're Star Wars, you know, the energetic war we are currently under, spiritual war, hearing ignorance. Carbon dioxide is also very significant. The air that we are breathing is aging us very, very fast, and we need to incorporate and find ways to bring more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy new life, happy new being, happy new world. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did put energy harvesting. Somebody's going to realize after they hang out with somebody, they're going to become aware of how they feel afterwards and realize that being around people like that don't reciprocate and understand them, it's not an equal give and take of energy. So you're like giving out your authentic, genuine, innocent, loving energy, high vibrational energy, and getting crap in return. Pay attention to how you feel after. And gift giving. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want this video to be super long. 3313. There's that 33 again. Okay. Okay, I'll get into this in 1 second, but spiritual perspective and energies related to giving and receiving gifts. There is always an energetic exchange when it comes to gifts, giving and receiving, and people need to be aware of this. I need to put this in a PDF and then just attach it for people to be able to just click on and download and print. Yeah, I have positive spiritual cords, and then we have energetic draining or tied cords, when not to accept a gift, when to accept a gift, and clearing and reclaiming power around gifts. So if this is something you guys would like to hear, I also have two incantations, one for receiving a gift, an energetic clearing invocation, and then a returning or releasing a gift, and it's a cord clearing invocation. So again, be aware of the gifts and things you are exchanging with others. Make the intention to clear the energy. Give it a bath. Speak to the energy. Let it know that it can release the old and make way for the new. Items hold a consciousness. It's just not alive, like in the sense of a vessel, okay? It still has a consciousness, just in another form. And when we communicate, it's a command. The power is in the word. Oh my gosh. Are you dehydrated? Drink water. Drink water. See, like right now, in my mind, I'm looking at this water, this color, and I know that this is a color of calming and tranquility. So I just look at it, I stare at it, I invite the calmness and tranquility, I give it thanks, I thank the color for it within my mind, and it projects that energy to it. And the intentions are set so I can be open and receiving to what it's offering me. Does this make sense? Does it make sense? I hope so. I know it sounds woo-woo, but it's free. It's free. Just try it. What's it gonna hurt? Right? For some of you, you are doing this. You're developing this new way of being and moving in the world and not allowing the ignorance to touch you anymore. Not even entertaining. Like somebody comes up to you and is trying to get your attention, trying to get you to talk. You're just like, not really necessary for me to share. And I don't like, it's not being mean. It's just that too many people are kind. And by being kind and not speaking the truth, people are stuck. People are unaware of how they're moving, what's going on around them. And it's not to like push blame or say, oh, you're less than me. No, we're all just trying to wake each other up. We're all just trying to share the truths that we're each seeing so that, oh, wow, I didn't really notice that. I'll take a look at that, and work on it, like really become aware of it and ask yourself those questions. And some people, yeah, I just heard denial. So let's see. We have the waker, awareness and reflection. Oh God, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is a great time to be working with the moon because it's Sagittarius energy, which is a lot of like exploring and not being so attached to the emotions, more of like possibility and exploration and discovery and look at things as if for the very first time, okay? Because that is where the other dimensions and realities and energies are hiding, Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, re, mi. Two siblings sit in a room, one sleeping, the other awake. Neither moves, neither addresses you. But when they speak, their words are pure prophecy. The waker is a keeper of knowledge, the one who sees all with an unblinking eye. They see everything that happens in the world and all that will come to pass, but are blinded from self-understanding. Right now, it's important to practice awareness of your surroundings. Current events and the lives of those around you can be overwhelming, but you're only ever seeing part of the story. Remember that. You don't have the whole picture. You don't have all the knowledge at all. That's why I do not assume. Never assume, especially during Mercury retrograde. Get clarification. But you're only, the ability to think critically and ask key questions is an important skill. Yes, especially working with these higher beings, you have to find the proper words, the right words, because sometimes they won't even answer if it's not put in the right way, because they're just like, huh? Anyway, be perceptive about the situations happening around you and trust your own gut before acting. Inner and outer events are connected. Ascension, come on, Melchizedek, cooperation, working with these energies, your outside world will be linking with your inside world. That's why you'll have a thought and then something's going to confirm it outside of you. That is the way spirit works. Everything is a reflection of us. Of what's going on inside is what is going on outside of us is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. That's why being aware and paying attention to what's being brought to you in your waking life, or in this life, because technically this is the dream. But I'm not going to get into that because not many people are ready for that. The founder, foundations and community. I'll put that back up in a second. I really want to get another camera and then like have it down. Be able to just put myself in the corner and then lay everything out for you guys. One day. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. 34. 34. Sorry. Sometimes I'll just open it straight to the page. Other times it takes me a little while. A tapestry hangs in the Great Hall, wide enough to cover the entire wall. It tells the tale of the Citadel's founding, the great battles that were fought, and the first stones that were laid. In the center is depicted the Citadel itself, a bastion of peace nestled in the landscape. Among the figures working on the walls, one humble person stands. This is the Citadel's founder, the warrior who laid down their blade to pick up the hammer instead. To build a community, the foundations must first be laid. What sort of person must you be to best support those around you? Someone you know may be asking for help, but you may not be able to provide what they need right now. Assess whether you're the right person to assist them, and if not, work out why. What's holding you back from being the best support that you can be? Now is the time to address any unresolved feelings so that when you build that community, you can do it together. What's holding you back from being the best support that you can be? Unresolved issues. What I'm getting is that majority of your life, things that got started, that you put your time, your effort into, could have been sabotaged by you, by others. Even communities or other people that you've gotten involved with, they did very sneaky things, or they didn't love themselves. They weren't, so you didn't really resonate with them. I'm being told that, okay, going back to looking at everything as if for the first time, I feel like Spirit is wanting you to give your whole heart, your whole self. Not your whole self, but yeah, okay. How you used to be and how you would pour into maybe a family that didn't reciprocate how you actually felt and had a lot of evil eye for you. I think Spirit's like, it's not gonna be that way. So those unresolved issues or the issues and experiences that you had in the past should be looked at and brought to the surface and talked about. Even if it's just you, maybe just turn on your camera and start talking to yourself, and become aware of what's coming out. Some people talk and they're not, they're on autopilot. They're not. People will tell you their limiting beliefs when you listen to them speak, how they respond. That's why you're going through the, using this reflective energy. Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. Okay, we're going to move on. Nothing else was really coming up, but the sun is definitely coming up. Clouds, again, just like in Melchizedek. Central sun, linking to the central sun. Are you doing central sun like meditations or something? Very beneficial. Very, very beneficial. Going out and just connecting with the sun, giving thanks to the sun. You might be surprised when you start getting information back, 44, of course. So we have Queen here. And all of these came out in the upright, which doesn't really happen that often. At least one of them usually is. Okay, so The Queen. Oh my gosh. Somebody's taking their throne. You're getting your crown. You're like, lots of purple. Lots of purple. The throne room is an austere affair, lined with tapestries and portraits of past rulers. At the far end, the throne commands attention. It represents power and the sacrifices made by those who have sat on it. Occupying it now is the Queen, sitting tall and proud, ready for a day full of difficult decisions. But this is a position that they have worked hard to reach, and they will not shy away from the responsibilities they have come in the wake of their ambition. You've left a lot of things behind in order to get to where you are now, but regretting your decisions will only tarnish the glory of what you've achieved. What did I tell you? Do not, please, regret any choices you have made, because it can close the door to seeing all the tapestry, everything interconnected. Nothing was ever a mistake. Nothing was ever a bad choice. It was there for a reason, okay? So again, do not regret your decisions, because it's only going to tarnish your energy. The glory of what by regretting your decisions, it will only tarnish the glory of what you've achieved. So do not throw negative energy at yourself. Even if you're at a position where you don't understand the what you consider a negative choice or a bad choice or a mistake, have faith and allow your higher self to show you. Ask for it to be shown to you. Call in what you need and you want, guys. There will be more of these challenges in the future. Come to terms with the fact that achieving your goals is worth all of them. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. I just heard you came from a competitive family. Huh. You've worked really, really hard to get to this point. You've laid foundations. You know, you've woken up. You've come into this awareness. You've ascended, or you're about to go through an ascension, or you had already experienced this. For some of you, already as a child, and others you were born with it. But then they programmed you with all these layers and told you who you had to be and blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm noticing it right now with my 6-year-old, and I'm like, no, crap, I did this wrong. But then forgiving myself and allowing myself to, you know, okay, I did that wrong. I might have taught him not the most beneficial way to deal with the situation or go about whatever, you know, there's a couple different things, but quickly switching from, hey, I'm just glad I'm getting the truth. I tell Spirit all the time, I will be able to process anything that is I needed to Mercury, please. Anything I should be aware of at this point in time that is crucial for my ascension, for my path. I just want the truth. I know I can process it. I know I can work through it and deal with it because of what I went through. I trust myself. I love myself. And I know that Spirit doesn't give us anything we aren't fully capable of handling. When a problem or a challenge arises, best believe the solution is already there. It doesn't arrive like a half order. It's always whole, but we don't always see the whole thing. That's the important part. Wow, philosophical today. You're getting your crown, okay? It's gonna take sacrifice. It's you know, the things that you wanted before are going to change. You'll never look at things the same way again, though. Or that's where you're at right now. and you're just all about just embracing this energy that's being provided to you and that's accessible at this time. And not to show off, not to prove anybody wrong, but to experience it yourself, to really revel in who you are and how far you have come. I don't think some people realize that this has been years and years and years and years and years and years in the making. Lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes we've been working up to this point. And now we're being gifted with the awareness and the information and being able to fully embody and enjoy this process. Like, I am so freaking excited. Like, I can't get over how excited I keep getting. And it's funny because it's like, I don't even know what I'm excited for. Or that I'm looking at, like, something's happening. Something is about to happen. I don't know, but I just keep getting really excited and happy. So, you know, being okay with not knowing everything. That is the biggest challenge, probably. Letting go of control. But you found something. You've woken up. You found, you're finding that determination and acknowledging that, yeah, it's not minuscule. You went through a lot. Again, roses. Ooh. Roses all over this card. Sword of Truth, Excalibur. You're getting your crown. You're empowering yourself. Ooh, 11:44 on my clock. Can you see it? Okay, whatever. This has been a long read. I didn't even get to everything I wanted to get to, but, you know, I'm sharing what I got. Chupacabra. Chupacabra is that entity. It actually phases in and out of our reality because, you know, so many people have given it energy through thought form. But Chupacabra actually is very beneficial. It can help you confront your fears or become aware of your fears or assist you with your fears. Yeah. Oh, that is the last thing. Yeah, the fear hole. Anybody watch Rick and Morty with the fear hole? I'm getting that that's the old paradigm. Again, I'm not completely sure, but confronting and healing fears dissolves and alchemizes into personal love and power. So the episode of Rick and Morty with the fear hole, that is like our earth plane. Oh my gosh. Okay. Spirit just said that is what the zone within the zone is. People are experiencing these heightened fears in one zone, and then there's other places where you don't. I don't know. And then I just heard elites. Oh my god. Send out love and prayers, guys, to the children. They're stealing the children's light. Okay? It's not something we really want to think about, but it is happening and we can't ignore it. And the more we send positive love and energy and, you know, I imagine kids being saved and being taken to beautiful places where they can eat and rest and love and enjoy life, and be kids and be, you know, they're little gods. They're little gods. Okay. Yes, do let me know if you want me to make a video going into the understanding of energetic cords and the spiritual perspective of things, to kind of more clarify what you should be aware of when you're giving and receiving gifts, so that you're not creating cords that you aren't even aware that you're creating, because we're creating these all the time. And then also gifts that are being given and then they have cords and maybe you're not fully aware of them, but this will help you be discerning, because if we have the knowledge, then when the circumstance happens, it will pop up into your mind, and it's not just you overthinking it. That's spirit bringing the knowledge up. That's your higher self saying, oh yeah, we have that knowledge. She's read about that, so we can pull that up. Exposing yourself to more information and knowledge, but also rest time. Holy crap. And drink lots of water. 5438. It's a powerful and layered message from the spirit realm. It's guidance related to growth, transformation, balance, and abundance. Foundation, okay, communication, divine support, abundance, power, karma. You're stepping into a new phase of abundant manifestation and inner strength, guided by both spiritual insight and grounded action. The angels are helping you harmonize your creative gifts with practical steps so you can build something meaningful and lasting. Trust that the changes you're going through are necessary and you're being led to a higher path of purpose, prosperity, and peace. Love it. Yeah, there is change, there's freedom, there's life lessons, and then with 4, foundation, stability, support, and 3 is creativity, communication, divine support, and 8, abundance, power, karma. So there could also be something going on with your 5th house, your 4th house, your 3rd house, and your 8th house. So I'm getting Death Scorpio energy, which is all about transformation and stuff. Your communication, so your 3rd house, your home life, 4, which is ruled by Cancer. This is a very prosperous Cancer year, by the way. And 5, which is Leo energy. Also creativity. There's going to be like a new form of communicating your creativity, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Is there anything else, Spirit? Because I really need to go to the bathroom. I'm drinking so much water and stuff this morning. All right. We will do one because it's the day after the spring equinox. Ostera. Community garden and simmer pot. Spring simmer pot. Lemons could be significant, or a red chessbird. So earth, air, fire, and water await an enchantment steeped with intention. Oh, the elementals. Okay. Which is also Andromedans. It's like the 12th dimension and higher. Again, rainbow, just very high frequency energy. Okay, I'm getting Melchizedek too. They're like in the same bracket. Okay. This breaks down to a 1, which is new beginnings. You know, today's the first day of the new year. So maybe you're being guided to make something with your own hands, brew something, tea, flowers and lemon and herbs or something. And setting intentions, lighting a candle. Mirror magic is also significant. It's your intention. It's how deep you go within and embody this frequency and really pull it into your reality. And yeah. Okay. So we have to be in community is to be part of something greater than you could have ever imagined. So finding like a nearby garden center or something, if they have community gardens, or ask, your guides, be like, hey, I want to be part of some kind of community, something uplifting and high vibrational and that's meant for me. Even say like, you are helping the collective, but you can also address that you're not looking for karmic situations, but sometimes it's unavoidable, and that was the way it was supposed to be. But I'm learning to be a little more specific in my words and what I'm manifesting, what I'm asking for, so that it's not brought to me and then I'm like, oh, okay, oh, what, I didn't think about that. I needed to go a little bit deeper, not superficial. Yeah. And maybe that's what Spirit's cooking up. They're cooking up some kind of new community for you to join. Or, earth, air, fire, water, finding ways to embrace and invite and invoke the elementals. I feel like one more. I might read the simmer pot because I'm hearing somebody say that they want to know what it says. Okay. Whoa. Jasmine. It is through yourself that divinity is able to weave magic. Yeah. You're going to be guided. You're going to be led to do things. Don't overthink it. Just do it. It feels right, right? It feels like you want to do it. Like it's effortless. Do it. Spirit is working through you. Your ancestors are working through you. Allow what you've been asking for to come through. 3, 2. Okay. Wow. Jasmine is very significant. Maybe make some jasmine tea. Maybe you just had some jasmine tea. Yeah, and even at the bottom, hair, 19. There's magic in the balance of all that we are. Mushrooms, fairy circle, rabbits. Oh, God, I just love this so freaking much. The 4 elements, alchemy and enchantment. Look at you. Look at you guys taking your training wheels off. I love that. A simmer pot or stovetop pottery. Oh, okay. It looked like potpourri, but pottery. Maybe somebody likes potpourri. Is a wonderful way to infuse your cottage with both enchanting natural fragrance and magical intent. You can choose your ingredients based on smell alone, but why stop there? Each herb, flower, spice, or fruit has unique magical properties that when combined become their own little enchantment. Combining botanicals to create a fragrance is already a powerful form of alchemy. And not only can you infuse intention in the botanicals used, but you can also evoke a bit of alchemy since simmer pots utilize all 4 elements. I didn't know that. Plants naturally represent earth and the smell and air, but you can choose how you heat your pots to represent fire and the type of water to submerge your material in. As with alchemy, your situation requires you to utilize the energy of all 4 elements. You need air to approach your situation with logic, water to understand how you feel, earth to be practical and patient, and fire to take action when the time is right. What you have inquired about requires a delicate dance of many moving parts coming together to form a unified whole. Worlds colliding, energies fusing. Oh, I love it. Unified whole. This card can also mean a group of people coming together in service of the same goal, or combining many different ideas to create one solid plan. You will find a successful pathway forward by being methodical and choosing parts that complement the whole. Simmer pots are modern day magical cauldrons. This simmer pot carries the energies of the plant spirits that love to bless and bring in joy. You may replace ingredients as you desire. So cut 3 to 4 yucca roots in half and add them to a pot of boiling water. After 5 minutes, add 1 tablespoon of grated ginger, 1 smashed garlic clove, 3 to 4 yucca leaves, and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of grapeseed oil or oil of your choice, and 1 teaspoon of Himalayan peak salt. Holy crap. Add a half a cup of honey or maple syrup and simmer for about 1 minute, then remove from the heat. Allow the mixture to sit for a few hours, which I suggest you do while you clean your home. Open the windows and put on some cheerful music. Dance around while you clean, just setting yourself free and being in the moment. Anybody want to screenshot this? You're more than welcome to. I know it seems silly, but there are going to be energies that do not want you to do this, okay? Be disciplined. If this is something you feel guided to do and it sounds like something simple and easy, maybe you already need to clean your place. Maybe you're wanting to revitalize the energy. I mean, even reading this, like I just cleaned my place and this is making me want to like turn on music and get in that happy play energy. Because this is the time to do it. We can rest later when that energy is present. But while this energy is being presented to us, let's take the bull by the Okay, I don't ever say that. I don't ever say that. I don't know if you guys screenshot that. But there you go. Yeah, Seasons of the Witch Austera. Well, thank you. Maybe making it your own, maybe adding some jasmine. Something just said to read it, so I might. Manifestation, Soul Star Chakra, Divinity. Guys, holy crap. This is it. Yeah, this is clear as day. High vibrational beings. Your soul star chakra up here is lit, and now I'm tingling. It is though. Oh. The moon is a powerful symbol of manifestation, and there is no plant more closely aligned with the moon's energy than night blooming jasmine. Its seductive fragrance dances on the crisp night air somebody's gonna be writing at night, while white blossoms shine bright in the moonlight, inviting you to connect your earthly plane with the divine. Again, there's that bridge, there's that connecting. Like, you, the branch at the very end, is connecting to the branch you are connected to, the bigger one, and then they are connecting to the one even higher than that. And I'm hearing one of these versions is you. Like, this is you. You're tapping in, like, oh gosh, I don't even know how to explain that, because there's different hierarchy, spiritual hierarchy. There's the angels, there's archangels, there's the seraphim, there's the yeah. And then it goes all the way up to the throne. And it's like, there's an energy very, like the tree trunk. You know what I mean? That is assisting you. And this can be very, very crazy energy. That's why grounding and all of this earth power, with the Pokemon card, it's all saying that be aware, stay awake, stay aware. All this reflective energy, they're going to help you understand who you are, what you came here to do. But I'm hearing Father Sky isn't going to be able to download psychosis, mental hospital, if we're not aware of the people around us and who we're talking to, and what we're taking as truth, we just got to allow this energy to flow through us. Keep notes, keep journals, but do not stay attached to anything, or allow limiting or old beliefs to go if some new information and new insight is being delivered to you. Because I feel like whoever you are, you're tapping into this, like, the ascension energy that has codes that like, you're a walking cheat code. Like, you're tapping into some kind of frequency and you're embodying it, and they want you to be very grounded so that you're able to move in your life and send out these frequencies. But it's only possible if you're staying grounded in your being and your knowing, not taking anything personally, being aware of your emotions. What are your thoughts? What kind of energy are you sending out to people? Like, I know whenever I go somewhere and maybe I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, or I'm feeling something from somebody, stank eye or judgment, whatever it is, and a lot of the times I won't even like see it. I'll just end up feeling it. And immediately, as soon as I do, I just send them love. I cut that cord. I do the Ho'oponopono prayer. Because people don't know what they're actually doing. They know not what they do. Their thoughts and how they feel, and projecting it. Oh, God, and embracing it and attaching to those feelings and those thoughts are creating more suffering than they actually need to go through. And they're not even aware of it. And that's why there is no blame. It's just, hey, I feel your pain. I feel your judgment. You must have went through something. And it's all up here. You're a covert warrior. walking through because you know how to control your thoughts and be aware of the energies around you and work with them, alchemize them, transmute them. What you say matters. What you say very much matters. I'm gonna have to meditate and ground after this, man. I'm like wanting to stand up. It shows me that I need to ground and meditate too and go connect to Mother Gaia. This is your call to recognize your role as the co-creator of your life. Your thoughts and actions are always communicating with spirit, drifting off into the ether to manifest in some way or another. I don't feel like I need to reiterate anything. Like the sweet fragrance of jasmine, there will be times when you might not smell it at all then. And Spirit just reminded me that's why I put jasmine and honeysuckle in my oil, because I don't usually use that one because it's not that potent. But I was just like, which one do you want to do, Spirit? I kind of gave it up to them, and I was like, oh, okay, these things that I don't usually pick, Be okay with that. Suddenly, the alluring scent will find its way to your nose. Thoughts are much the same. There is no reason to try to control every thought that passes, but you can learn to reframe a thought when one catches your consciousness, and instead choose the more empowering option. As you shift your narrative, your situation will also experience a change. Additionally, Jasmine encourages you to find self-reverence and express your divinity. Yeah, you're going to be shown more and more of what you're capable of the more that you discipline your mind, your thoughts, start playing it. For me, it's magic, and I know it's magic and stuff. There's so many different layers, but for me, science brought me to spirituality and my spiritual awakening, and now I understand that there's a lot more, and it's amazing. Hold on, I'm losing myself. I'm losing myself in this conversation. Okay, guys, the linear, I need that thread to stay attached. So, our minds, the universe is mental. Hermeticism, okay? Hermes Trismegistus, Thoth. Again, Thoth wisdom was coming through earlier. You're going to be playing with the elements around you. By learning these things, by in the now, in the present moment, when it's happening, you're consciously aware of what's actually happening, and you're changing and reprogramming the old way of how you used to think. It's like, oh, now that I know this fact and this knowledge, I'm going to act on my free will. It is my choice, and now that I have this knowledge, are you going to change or are you going to stay the same? Are you just like, I can't be bothered, or it's probably woo-woo, or it's probably nothing? No, don't brush it off. That's your ego. Those are other energies that don't want you to follow it. But when we follow it and we allow ourselves to, partake in this new way of being, in this experiment of, okay, this is what popped up when I came into the room, but I'm not going to attach to it, and I'm going to change it. I'm going to find the silver lining. Like for me, it was constantly when people would say something about me, I'm like, that's not even me. I don't even, like, oh, they said that about me? Well, that statement has, doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't sound like anything I do or how I present myself. So I was like, oh, those people are working through a filtered trauma. So they're seeing something in me that they don't like because there's something in them that they need to heal and confront. Okay. And for people with very high frequencies, chosens, if you've already had a spiritual awakening or you're starting to come into this information, you should very much be aware that there's not many people like you. Okay. That's why the toughest missions go to God's strongest warriors, and you are that person. You were put here for a reason. It's time to share. It's time to, really dive deep and do all of this amazing energetic work and revel in our God selves, golden age. We're getting there. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll be on here forever. I love this stuff. Okay, I love you. The universe loves you. Everything's working out for your best and your highest good. And until next time, guys, stay up on your spiritual routines. Remember, this is a spiritual and energetic war. Be aware of your thoughts. Everything is manifesting very, very fast. This is the beginning of the new year, so this is where it really, really counts. Yeah, share with me. Email me. Let's talk. Love you guys so very much. Bye.